From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your new news. I'm Andrea Lutz. We begin with the latest on a dangerous pursuit. It all took place on the outskirts of Billings, ending in a serious multi-vehicle crash, leaving a Montana Highway Patrol trooper injured and igniting a grass fire on the side of the road. Isabel Spartz is following the developments and she takes us to the scene.
Just a few miles outside of Billings, a wall of smoke could be seen as the backdrop of Highway 3. A quiet Sunday afternoon turned dangerous and deadly in the blink of an eye. And now the Montana Division of Criminal Investigations has its hands full with an investigation. At around 12:15, a Montana Highway Patrol trooper attempted to stop a speeding vehicle. But when the driver refused to stop, that's when a chase began. Near mile marker 12, the suspect collided head-on with a semi. Following behind, the trooper used quick thinking to roll their patrol car and avoided the crash. The suspect was pronounced dead on scene, and the trooper and semi-truck driver were rushed to the hospital. As for that wall of smoke caused when the suspect's vehicle caught fire, it sparked a grass fire. While crash investigators tended to the crash on the road, in the sky, helicopters worked to put out the flames. This usually busy stretch of Highway 3 stood still as cars were redirected at Alkali Creek and Shorey Road for hours. As for the trooper, they sustained non-life-threatening injuries, but an identity has not been released. Reporting outside of Billings, Isabel Spartz, MTN News.
A Billings man is behind bars in Wyoming accused in a deadly 4th of July homicide on the city's west end. Police say 40-year-old Anthony Ray Sullivan is charged with deliberate homicide and tampering with evidence in the death of a 37-year-old woman found inside a home on Southern Bluffs Lane. Sullivan allegedly fled the scene in the victim's vehicle and was later arrested in Fremont County, Wyoming on unrelated charges. He remains in jail where he is waiting to come back to Yellowstone County. Billings police say the investigation is ongoing. And another developing story from the 4th, this one in Park County. Officers were alerted to a deceased woman found in the Boulder River near the Sweetgrass County line. Both the Park and Sweetgrass County Sheriff's offices responded along with search and rescue. We're going to continue to update you both on air and online.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. We've seen a little bit of rain over across the eastern plains. That's starting to move out. Maybe a few sprinkles left over, but check this out. So take a look around the state. Helena, our state capital, looking absolutely gorgeous. Not to be outdone, Missoula, with those blue skies and lots of sunshine right now. And Great Falls as well. A lot of sunshine across the region. Maybe a few sprinkles again across the eastern plains, but look at those temperatures. 76 right now in Helena as well as Missoula. We've got 74 in Butte, Bozeman at 76, Billings sitting at 75, Miles City at 76, 75 right now in Cody, 80 already in Sheridan, and we're getting warmer. Maybe a few areas flirting with records. We'll talk about that coming up.
The Miller Creek fire burning just southwest of Miles City is now mostly contained thanks to in part to rain. The fire burned more than 560 acres and destroyed a mobile home, a camper and an outbuilding, and at one point prompted nearby evacuations. Fire crews built a fire line around the perimeter and they're mopping up. Evacuation orders have since been lifted, but residents are urged to stay ready with hot, dry weather expected to return next week. Crews do remain on scene, though, monitoring any flare-ups. Firefighters continue to battle the Wilder fire in northeastern Fergus County. It's now burning at about 3,400 acres. There's 140 people fighting this fire across many different agencies. Structures remain threatened within the fire area, but they have not sustained any damage. The lightning-caused fire is burning in steep and rugged terrain on BLM land, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Park Service, and private land, and there are currently no closures on that one. As of this holiday weekend, health officials are reporting another case of measles in Montana. The Gallatin City County Health Department is reporting a 17th confirmed case in an adult. The person was exposed on May 9th through international travel. According to the CDC, the U.S. is about to break a record for the number of reported measles cases in a year since the infection was considered eliminated in 2000. Nearly 40 states have reported at least one measles case so far this year, though Texas has the highest number of outbreaks with over 700. 92% of those cases involve individuals who had not been vaccinated against the infection. Federal education dollars are now on hold, and it could have a major major impact on schools across Montana. In the Great Falls School District, leaders say they're missing out on nearly $1 million in critical funding, affecting everything from migrant education to after-school programs. And in many districts across the state, they also rely on many of those same grants. MTN's Tommy Lynch shows us what's at stake as schools wait for answers.
Over $6 billion in federal education grants are currently frozen, which could have devastating effects for school programs across the country and here in town. Great Falls Public Schools heard about the funding reviews on June 30th.
They're reviewing some of the Title I funds that fall in a variety of areas, everything from migrant education to adult ed and some grants in between.
Superintendent Heather Hoyer says that if these funds are lost, the results could be devastating.
The potential impact could be fairly significant, looking upwards of
nearly $1 million.
Almost $1 million.
Which makes it a stressful waiting game for Great Falls schools.
We just don't have enough information to make really firm decisions right now. And when we do, that's when we'll be communicating with our buildings and our teachers and our principals, leaders, and our parents and students.
As for a rural school, Villiers Superintendent Joshua Reed said that they have still received 3 of their larger grant monies, but they are still missing a few parts.
For Villiers, it's not the biggest impact in the world just because we don't really receive that much funding in those ways.
This was the first year Villiers applied for English as a second language learner money, and they may not receive the $10,000 they applied for.
Because it's brand new for us, it's kind of an extra. So it won't really hurt us, but it is certainly something that we would have made use of right away if we could.
Currently, the literacy grant is covering their after-school programs, but Reed knows that this is not the case for everyone.
But many school districts use their Title III and Title IV funds to fund after-school programs. So those that use those monies will be impacted.
Ultimately, he's waiting to see if this will lead to more impactful changes down the line and hopes the funds will still come through by August.
It keeps me watching and listening, because if you're able to withhold these other title funds, perhaps next year we'd see those monies that we actually do make use of pretty heavily be delayed as well.
In Great Falls, I'm Tommy Lynch, MTN News.
Well, check this out. One of Yellowstone National Park's geothermal features celebrated the 4th of July this weekend in its own way. Take a look. This is Biscuit Basin on Thursday, July 3rd. There goes that eruption yet again. According to the USGS Volcanoes website, the basin got an early start on Independence Day, posting this video on their site of Black Diamond Pool exploding that evening. It's not the first time. You may remember that same pool was the site of a massive explosion just last year. This has been the 3rd such eruption captured by the park's new webcam. The video will be used by scientists to help interpret other data, including temperature changes and seismic signals. Barbecues, fireworks, parades. A lot of people are celebrating this 4th of July weekend, but this year for one family in Avon, they're missing someone special. The Beck family recently lost a beloved daughter, sister, and aunt. MTN's Marian Davidson shows us how they're channeling their grief into giving back to their small hometown.
She put others before her almost to a fault. Yeah.
Just ask Nick Beck and he'll tell you his sister Bobby Jo was a very special person.
Just a heart of gold.
Nick, Bobby Jo, and their 2 brothers grew up here in Avon on their family ranch. It's a tiny town in the Blackfoot River Valley. Their family has been here for generations.
Every summer we put hay up loose with the beaver slide, not too many people do that anymore.
This time of year was a happy one for the Beck family. 4th of July festivities, Bobby Jo's birthday on the 6th, haying.
Bobby Jo was our raker. She loved raking hay.
It's something Nick said she continued to help with, returning to their parents' ranch each summer. But not now. Bobby Jo took her own life about 3 months ago. Her family is still grappling with the loss.
You don't want to accept it. And it's hard to accept even now. You miss her voice, you miss her presence. It's, as time goes on, there's definitely a hole there.
The Beck family decided to do something to honor Bobby Jo, something positive in the midst of grief. The idea for a hay bale auction was formed. Not just one bale or 2, but a whole semi-load. All the proceeds being donated here to keep the Avon Community Clubhouse going.
It's a building that, Avon's damn proud of.
It was completed in 1941, a government project to get people back to work during the Great Depression. And ever since, it's been the backdrop of gatherings from wedding receptions to celebrations of life. But Beck said the cost of maintenance, electricity, insurance is just going up.
To be supporting the clubhouse would be pretty important to her. There's a lot of memories of her in this building.
Memories from annual events like the school Christmas play, fall dinner, 4th of July celebrations, events that continue today and with help into the future. A piece of the hometown Bobby Joe loved.
Avon was her hometown happy place, her safe place.
In Avon, Marion Davidson, MTN News.
You can bid on the semi-load of hay on the -5 Ranch Facebook page, and if you or someone you know is struggling, help is available 24/7. You can call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988 and be connected with trained professionals.